Is it autism or ADHD? Now, before we answer that, there are some people who have autism and ADHD. That's not what we're talking about today. Okay. Now, when it comes to the symptoms, there are no shared symptoms. They don't have any symptom in common. However, when it comes to the consequences, which is how their condition affects their day-to-day lives and functioning, there is a huge overlap. And that's why many people sometimes confuse that they have, they share symptoms or they have similarities. They don't. Autism is primarily a social difference issue. And what I mean by that is individuals on the autism spectrum struggle, especially in the social aspect, engaging and interacting with the environment, their friends and their families. Practically, how that shows up is they have difficulties engaging that smooth, back and forth conversation in a way that doesn't feel awkward or stilted. They have a lot of difficulties with their non-verbals. Sometimes it's the difficulties with eye contact. They won't look at you when you're talking to them. And they're not trying to be rude or they're not trying to ignore you. Oftentimes, it doesn't even occur to them that I should look at you because society says so. Also, they have difficulties building and maintaining friendships, right? So typically, they're going to be that person that has a small circle of friends with like-minded people, people who share similar interests, and most likely that's how they've been their whole lives. ADHD, on the other hand, is more based on attention, hyperactivity, impulsivity, right? So social difficulties are not necessarily a symptom of ADHD, can be a consequence, right? Because if they're growing up and they're often hyperactive or impulsive, or they forget appointments or they forget things with friends, and people either make fun of them or people say things to them, sometimes people with ADHD pull back because I'm not trying to hear what you got to say. And the more they pull back, the less skilled they are in those social interactions. So at a certain level, the symptoms can look very, very similar, but the individual with autism is more a case of an inherent difficulty, whereas the individual with ADHD is more of a consequence. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of a baseline. I'll be talking some more on it, in the course of the month. I'll be doing a full podcast episode on it, so follow the page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you legitimately are concerned about this, you know what to do. Consult a professional.